It's been 8 long years that Sunderland last played in the Premier League. And this Saturday, at the kick-off time of 3 at Wembley, they take on Sheffield United in the world's richest game to see if they can return to the promised land. As for Sheffield United, well, they've become a bit of a yo-yo club, being promoted to the Premier League and relegated back to the Championship numerous times over recent years. It's been a decent campaign for both Sheffield United and Sunderland. Sheffield United, highly tipped to return to the Premier League at the start of the season, entered the campaign with a 2-point deduction, and Sunderland, for most people on YouTube that I could see, weren't really tipping them for promotion or even relegation. It was going to be a bit of a mediocre season, but they've really done well, finishing 4th on 76 points, which in the end was 14 points behind Sheffield United, who finished the campaign on 90 points. But neither of these sides had enough about them really to challenge Burnley and Leeds United at the top of the table for automatic promotion. So going into this weekend, the bookies do have Sheffield United as favourite, and if you look at the decimal odds there on Sky Bet especially, they're 2.30 to win, whereas Sheffield United are on 3.20 with a 3.10 for the draw. This is in 90 minutes. But the winner of the tie sees Sheffield United installed as firm favourites at 1.67 and Sunderland at 2.10, which is really just over 2 to 1 odds. Over the course of the season for the Black Cats, Wilson Isidore has been knocking them in. He's the top scorer with 13 goals in 45 games, and second top scorer for Sunderland is Eliza Mayenda on 9 goals. As for Sheffield United, well, they've spread their goals throughout their team. They've managed to call on the likes of Gus Hamer and Tyrese Campbell, who shared the top scoring charts for the Blades on 10 goals each. But also amongst the goals, Raksaki finished the campaign on 7 goals. Harrison Burrows and Kiefer Moore both on 6 goals each. In terms of team news, well, Sheffield United are without young midfielder Ollie Arblaster, who's been sidelined since early November with a serious knee injury, and Welsh international Rhys Norrington-Davies hasn't featured since February's game against Luton due to a groin injury, and he's very unlikely to be involved at Wembley. Other than those two, there's no real injury worries for the Blades, and the likes of Ben Bertrand-Diaz and Femi Sariki are both expected to be available and could feature in this crucial match at Wembley. As for Sunderland, well, they've got a few more concerns. Jayden Dans is out with a back problem, and Ian Poveda misses out with a leg injury. Both are blows to their attacking options. And there's also a question mark about Patrick Roberts, who picked up a calf injury in the second leg against Coventry, and he remains a doubt. And talking about Coventry, the Black Cats finally overcame them in the second leg in dramatic fashion to win 3-2 on aggregate, whereas Sheffield United had a much easier time in the playoff semi-finals against Bristol City, where they came through 6-0 on aggregate. Now, as for a prediction, well, going in to the playoffs, Sunderland were in a real bad run of form, losing 5 matches on the bounce, but they did get that initial victory against Coventry City, so maybe their fortunes will turn around in this match. As for Sheffield United, okay, they got those back-to-back wins against Bristol City, as I've already said, and prior to that they'd already cemented themselves in the playoffs. And with the amount of talents they've got on display and that they can call on Sheffield United, my prediction, I'm going to have to side with Sheffield United. Just looking at their team and their squad, I think they'll overcome Sunderland. I think it'll be tight for a long period of this game. I expect Sheffield United to get a goal maybe late in the first half, earlier in the second half. Sunderland will then have to pull out all the stops and throw everything forward, and I think Sheffield United will catch them on the break. And after being a very tight game I can see Sheffield United winning the match 2-0 and return to the Premier League yet again. So that's my prediction. Make sure you leave your prediction over at the Super Brew website if you're still playing along, or as a comment below. Thanks for joining me throughout this campaign. Enjoy the final on Saturday afternoon, and I'll see you all in the next video.